Hello, that right there is the Red Lion Hotel, the oldest hotel in the whole of Essex, and I believe the 8th oldest hotel in the whole of England. Dating back to 1465, these walls have seen it all, from outbreaks of the plague to wars, the rise and fall of the British Empire. This has been here the entire time, but tonight I'm going to be staying there. But where is this hotel? This city also goes all the way back to Roman times with this, the largest Roman gateway preserved in Britain. As well as having this, the Holy Trinity Church, the oldest church tower in all of England, built by the Saxons in the 11th century. And then of course you have the castle itself, the centrepiece, built in 1076 on top of Roman remains, which you can actually see down there, partially excavated. If you haven't guessed it already, we are in the oldest town in the whole of England, Colchester. Well, it's actually a city now. It was the oldest town, but it's a city now, so I don't know. Anyway, let's go see what the hotel is like. All right, we are in. So, inside the hotel, got my room key. This is my room right here. The floors are very, very creaky, but, you know, old. All right, so there's no mistaking what era it's from, is there? Wow. And I tell you what, this is a lovely little room. The ceilings are so high. I think I've got a view of the main road out there as well, so I'll check that out in a second. But the bed looks nice, it looks clean. Yeah, literally, to be honest, I think that the only thing that I'm noticing straight away is the creaky floorboards. They're literally everywhere throughout the hotel. So there's no sneaking anywhere, all right? You're gonna be found out.
What is that? What is that?
But yeah, I like how they kept all of the furniture old and vintage as well to match the rest of the hotel. If it was like a modern room, although modern rooms are lovely, it just wouldn't suit this kind of hotel. So I'm glad that they've kept it kind of vintage style. I don't know, you know, I'm not a furniture expert, so I don't actually know what era the furniture's from. Who knows? It could be original. No, I highly doubt it. I've got a mysterious door here. Like, obviously, I'm guessing that that's the bathroom, but this one, oh shit, and it's locked. That's a bit creepy. I'll see if my room key opens it. Let's see. No, room key doesn't open it. Great, so that's not ideal, because there have been stories of this hotel where it is so old being haunted. So having a locked door right at the end of the bed, kind of creepy, not gonna lie. What the fuck? I don't think I caught that on camera, but the door handle just twisted back straight after me saying that. All right, I mean, now I actually am creeped out. This is the bathroom. Just a pretty standard bathroom, to be honest. Nothing to really report on, really. Like, there's not a lot to talk about. I mean, the bath doesn't look the cleanest. I'm not sure how I'm liking the flowery tiles, though. I mean, it just goes from Tudor to grandparents' place, Henry VIII to old people's home. I don't like the transition. I feel like they could have made a bit more of an effort to keep the aesthetic going throughout the room. That would add to the selling point of the hotel. But, you know, I'm not the manager, all right? I'm just a messenger. Not gonna lie, all I can think about is that bloody door handle now. Yeah.
You're a pussy.
I'm just gonna assume that it's adjoining rooms. Oh, ooh, That sank down a bit. Well, anyway, I'll sort that out in a minute. Speaking of other rooms, there is actually a room here called the Elizabeth Suite, which is named after Queen Elizabeth I, because she actually visited here in 1589. But even though that this hotel has been here for 26 monarchs, she was the only one to do so. Let's see what we have in the cupboard and the drawers. Gonna have to move the cup chair. Don't know how much I want to be touching this chair.
I lied.
Alright, so let's see. Okay, completely empty. Alright, well that's not very exciting, is it? I was hoping for... Oh, it doesn't... Alright, the door's completely bowed. Let's just keep it open whilst I open this one. And some hangers. Not that exciting. I was hoping for a little bit more, to be honest, out of that little bit of exploration. Alright, let's move on to... This is definitely like a dead spot in the bed. I will check it all in a minute. But like over there feels better than that bit there. Oh god, yeah, the springs have gone on this bit and completely empty as well. You do get a phone though. But yeah, you can tell that a lot of people have sat in this bit because you sink right down where the springs have gone. So yeah, that's not great. Speaking of things that aren't necessarily great, let's check out some reviews. Okay, so we're looking at a 3.7 from Google, a 3.2 from TripAdvisor, and a 6.6 from Booking.com. It's a pretty average, and it's just like just a decent place. But to be honest, from first impressions, I'm guessing a lot of that comes from the overall charm of the place being so old. I'm not really seeing anything to be too impressed by at the moment. So as I'm looking through the reviews, a very common theme is the overall just style of the hotel and the feel of the hotel. The main negative that I'm reading is about the noisy main street. So this is literally like the main high street of Colchester town. So yeah, it's definitely loud and you can definitely hear it. My room is literally facing out that way, so hopefully it's not too loud, although I have also read that apparently there's a nightclub like just opposite over there, so hopefully that's just not open or something, because yeah, that would be awful. But who knows, my friend might keep me up anyway. But that being said, all of the reviews do seem slightly leaning towards positive than negative, those two things being pretty much the main concerns. Well, when I say two things, wait, did I say one thing or two things? I mean, the bed is a concern. The mattress, when I slept, I could literally feel springs going into my back. Well, that's kind of what I'm worrying about. Let's do the actual full bed check. Okay. Yeah. Definitely very springy. You feel yourself wobble after you move because the springs are like leveling out. The pillows feel okay. I mean, not too hard, not too soft. They're pretty good. But my main concern is definitely the mattress. I need to avoid like this whole section here as well, because you're just gonna sink in. It's. I mean, you can even hear the metal. So yeah, the room, from a review perspective, hasn't left me feeling very confident. Okay. Perfect. Let's go check out the rest of the hotel, see what we can find. There are cool little rooms like this just dotted around the hotel as you're walking through it. Just little sitting areas. Like all these old wooden chairs and nice pictures on the wall. It's quite comfy actually. Found the restaurant and bar area. Apparently this is where we'll be coming for breakfast in the morning. This looks rather nice. So I do have breakfast included in my stay, and my stay here cost £77, which, to be fair, for the location, which is absolutely brilliant, you're right in the heart of town, like you're on the main high street, so you can't really get better for a location. So I think that's quite a good bargain, especially considering that it includes breakfast. So although it is in a beautiful setting, hopefully the actual food itself is up to scratch, but we'll have to wait and see. Just come across this room. Seems a little bit strange. I know that there is supposed to be a room in here somewhere where apparently during the was about to say the Clone Wars. During the War of the Roses, apparently meetings were held, and I think it might be this room. So yeah, like I say, plenty of history in this place. It also has this lovely courtyard area, but it's not owned by the hotel, but there's got lots of shops and bakeries and stuff down here. Yeah, like I say, not actually done by the hotel. All right, back in the room, got myself a Nando's. And yeah, it's just time for me to settle in and enjoy the hotel. So I'll see you in the morning for breakfast. All right, good morning. So, actually, let's set you down. So, got about 4 hours, I think. Maybe 3, actually. Bed, uncomfortable, too much noise outside. Yeah, not great, but I've still woken up feeling pretty energised still. Don't know how. So I have had a shower this morning, no hairdryer, and the shower itself, pretty bang average to be honest. But hopefully, tea's good, and hopefully breakfast is as well. So let's go check that out. Breakfast was actually a menu you order from rather than the self-serve that is quite common these days. It looks like it's usually £10, which it seems pretty good value to me. They did put out some self-serve drinks, fruit and cereals, but to be honest, there wasn't really much to offer there. The scenery, however, was nice, although it was missing some music, I feel. It was actually too quiet. I opted for the scrambled eggs on toast, which was actually pretty good to start, but half of the bread was actually really soggy. It's literally like they soaked it in water before bringing it out, so not ideal. Besides the soggy bread, it was actually alright, okay? It was okay. But overall, I'm not overly impressed by the hotel. Obviously, its history and its, aura of being in here with, the big wooden beams and stuff, it's quite cool. But if it didn't have that historic aspect, I think it's just a very average or potentially even below average hotel, depending on what you're used to. The positives, obviously, it's in a fantastic location, and Colchester in general is really good to come and see, especially if you're into history like I am. The staff were actually really friendly, to be fair. And of course, the historic factor. But on the negative side, bad night's sleep, the shower's mediocre, the breakfast was subpar with all that soggy bread. So for £77, I feel like you could find some better options. But there we have it, the oldest hotel in Essex and the 8th oldest in the whole of England. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, that would really help me out. And I'll see you next time.